So I don't really know how I pull it off, but it's passion, you know.
It just happens.
Yeah, with passion and love for what you do.
Hey guys, I'm Christian from Directive Games, and today we're sitting down with Ásgeir Jón Ásgeirsson, our art director. Ásgeir,
Hi.
nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I would love to hear a little bit about you. If you could tell our audience a little bit, who is Ásgeir?
I studied fine art and painting, so I was always going to go into that. Somehow I ended up in the computer game industry 25 years ago, and I've been there since, mostly. I worked as a concept artist for EVE Online or CCP Games, making EVE Online, and then became the art director and was there for 17 years. I left CCP and worked on various projects like making album covers and illustrations and some books and all kinds of material, and some freelance stuff for other games. Then I've been working here for a year and as the art director.
You mentioned concept artist.
So for Civitas we have 3 artists, including me, working on concepts for the characters and environments for characters. So Ásta is mainly working on clothing and the character art. Amy does the background and mood sketches and dioramas, and I do everything in between, art directing.
What has been like your favorite era or your favorite character to design so far?
Well, not necessarily my character. I did key art for the game, and in the key art I had this mystical shaman looking at a futuristic city.
We've all seen it.
Yeah, and I asked Ásta, one of our concept artists, to design that character. I think that character incorporates the style of the game so well. He's mystical and a bit strange, and it's kind of like an iconic character. It doesn't look like anything else.
Yeah, and on the shaman you can see all these details and changeable details even.
Yeah. We think of the characters as an archetype, and then we make 2 very distinct variations of the character and blend them together to create thousands or hundreds of NFTs. And on those characters we have modular items that change and have like a rarity to them. Can be common or rare.
You were talking about the way that you were into the EVE Online scene and all that. So you've done a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah.
But now
yes.
we're looking at a completely different scenario.
Yeah. I've done a lot of sci-fi and realistic, dark and gritty sci-fi. And with Civitas, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to have brighter colors and more stylist art style. And I went a bit into my roots. I learned to draw as a kid from comics, and Möbius was one of my favorite artists. So I thought, Möbius-styled game would be something cool. Then I developed the style. I took some inspiration from the boldness of more commercial comics like Marvel, and so our style is kind of in between this bold commercial style and the artistic and strange European comic styles.
We're now not far away from our first character collection. It's going to be released soon, and everything obviously in the NFTs. And looking at our NFTs, they are they're broad. We got different cultures, we got different themes. Where did you draw the inspiration from that?
Well, I wanted to have at least one theme based on the period from the game. So the first period you would start out as would be prehistoric, and then you would move to classical and all the way up to modern and futuristic. So I wanted to have one theme that represented your first situation in the game, you know, the prehistoric. Then I wanted something very different, and cyberpunk was the choice for that. Something I'm pretty used to. We went really deep into, you know, studying references for the period and from all over the world, and me and the art team, we like history, and we like historically accurate stuff, and but we allow ourselves a lot of freedom, though, artistic freedom. There's a key word, strange and mystical, that you know, that's how we kind of expand from the realistic.
And we definitely caught that in Civitas. I mean, you look at it; they are mystical. There are things, there are elements, and probably what fascinates me the most are all the details. Because, like you say, you spend a lot of time researching. The librarian probably knows your name by now. So, you know, looking at these details, do you feel that? Can you just take me a little bit through that process? Just how, you know, you're designing a spear. I've seen you walk around with one here, makeshift. But just take us through a little bit through the process.
Yeah, what I do when I'm designing, I make up these little stories. So I usually don't design anything without making up a story in my head. So even a spear, it has some story for me. It was handed to the person by his father. It got damaged in a battle. He decorated with a stone that his wife gave him. All of that might not be, you know, available to the viewer, but it inspires me to do better art, and that's what I also ask of my art team.
So you're telling me everything that you were designing, you create a whole story about it. We could make a little book just about the spear.
Yeah.
Sounds almost like we have a new job to do. Comics.
Yeah. And how that, you know, damage in the jacket came to be.
That's amazing. But that really shows the depth that is going into these characters, and it's like you say, you know, there's a story behind it, and then we have all this attention to detail, and like, how do you pull this out every time?
I love the creation process, so that is my favorite part, making stuff and making new things out of nothing. So I don't really know how I pull it off, but it's passion, you know.
It just happens.
Yeah, with passion and love for what you do.